Hello, my friends, and welcome to another session with the older man. Today, my friends, we're going to talk about something that is so common amongst all women. The word and the definition and the idea that a woman deserves another man or something that the man can do for them. And after I've had another discussion with a lady on Zoom, and she said, I deserve a man that can. And I just cringed over this expression. And I said, what make you think that you deserve something from a man? And she waffled about, well, I'm educated, I have a good job. And she went on with all the stuff that is we know in this space that men don't really give a shit about. I said to her, what makes you think that that man deserves those qualities that you've given? And she said, well, because I work hard for it. I said, no, that has nothing to do with the situation. I said, there is no such thing as you deserve something from another human being without actually working for it. I said, you meet a man, right, for the first time, and you think you deserve what from him? Oh, to be treated well, to be taken care of, to be protected and provided for. And I said, why? Why is it that you think you deserve that from a man? And then she went over the same examples again. Oh, because I'm a good person and I blah, blah. I said, but that doesn't mean that you deserve these things. I said, have you earned those things? Has this man seen anything from you that would warrant you actually getting those things as part of a reward from him? And she said, no, but he should see it right off the bat after we meet. And I said, no, my friend, those things can only be shown to him over time. And those are the things that are important to a man. For example, loyalty. Can he see loyalty the second he meets you or within the first week or the first month? No, he can't. Loyalty is developed over time. That means that you don't deserve shit for your what you call loyalty. You could say that you're loyal, but that doesn't mean that you're loyal. Am I right? Yes, you're right, but. I said, no, there's no but to that. That's a simple yes or no. Okay, yes, you're right. Good. What else are you going to offer him? For this great man that this man is supposed to protect and provide for you, what else are you going to offer him? Well, I cook and clean. I said, okay. And what do you deserve for that? For him to provide everything for me? I said, really? So this man that makes $200,000 a year is going to risk 50% of what he's worked for the last 20, 30 years on because you can cook and clean for him. Let me ask you something. What do you think is happening in his house right now? You're not there. That $200,000 a year man, what do you think is happening in his house right now? Do you think someone is cooking for him or cleaning for him? Yeah, but I'm sure it's not as good as me. I said, listen, my dear. I said, I had a housekeeper for 16 years who took care of my kids, who cooked, who cleaned every day. You know how much I paid her? Less than $1,000 per month. I said, done. And she was loyal. I could leave my kids with her 24/7. I even had to take trips, my wife and I, and we left them in her care. Less than $1,000 a month, okay? That's less than $12,000 per annum. She cooked and cleaned for that and took care of my kids. So you're asking for a $200,000 man for that. Well, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. He's getting love and sex. I said, really? I said, that man can go out on the street any night. That $200,000 man, he could go to any dating app and he can swipe on anything. He gets set up by single men and single women, married women every day for women who wants to be with him. You think they're not giving him sex, trying to get in there? Yeah, that man's getting laid 24/7. You got to give me more than that. You don't deserve anything from a person without putting in the time and the energy to show your loyalty and worth to that man. Only then that you deserve something from him. Please, ladies, you got to understand, you got to stop this crap that I deserve a man, I deserve to be treated like this. It's a nightmare. You know what? Let's look at the definition of the word deserve. Let's look at the dictionary definition. Let's see. Deserved, deserving. To merit, to qualified for, or have a claim to, reward, assistance, punishment, etc. because of actions, qualities, or situation. To deserve exile, for example. To deserve charity, a theory that deserves consideration. Synonyms: justify, warrant, or rate. All right? So, none of these examples are you just coming into a person's life and saying, I deserve you. I deserve your resources. You're not qualified for it. There's no merit for it. None of these things have been established yet. That's all I'm trying to say. Let's proceed.
This is all we want, right?
We're very simple.
Very simple. We want a man who acts like a man, who's manly, who takes care of things.
Leader.
I don't need you to kill an alligator with your hands, but I need to feel so feminine around you because you are so masculine that I can turn my brain off because I know you've got it. I trust you. I trust your intellect. I trust your character. I trust that I can close my eyes and follow you blindly, and I'm going to be happy about where I end up. That's what it's about. We go out. I don't have to use my brain. I don't have to think. You know what I mean? Order the whole thing for us. Take me, plan the thing. Say you tell me where we're going, and we're all set. That's honestly, it's so lost on us. And like, yes, toxic masculinity, that's not good, but we need masculinity. It's really important. And that's what we try to push. And we live in a time of, unfortunately, new age feminism and this whole idea that women and men need to be the same and they need to compete, and it's all from the enemy. It's all lies. None of it.
So you don't want to be equal.
We're equal in God's eye. We're equal in value. We're different in role and in the way that we operate.
Let me translate that to normal speech. You are a man if you are giving me things. Number two, she don't want to do anything. She want to turn her brain off. I want to be an irresponsible child. I don't want to be an adult. I want to be treated like a child. Just take care of me. Give me things. That's all she's saying in so many words. Just because they got some nice music behind it, I have to take the music out because it's on a TikTok thing, but I put in some other soft music from YouTube. These women want to be treated like kids, irresponsible kids, but then when it comes time for them to reciprocate in some way, shape, or form, the man is toxic when he demands it. What the hell is a toxic male? When he puts his foot down and say, hey, no more, no more. No, you can't have that. Nope, I'm not doing that. No, you can't go there. Nope, you can't go over here. Then you're toxic. In other words, give me all of the freaking stuff, all of the material possessions that I want, and I have no responsibility, but you cannot tell me what to do. The very definition of slavery. You work that slave and you get everything out of that slave, but that slave has no authority. Nothing. He gets nothing to compensate him for his efforts and for his output. And women think they deserve this. So that's what we're going to get into today, guys. Listen, that was a long intro. Subscribe. Listen. Book a session if you would like me to give you some advice on life. If you have any problems that you're dealing with, if you need a mentor, get me over on askanolderman.com. And of course, come over and join us on our membership site. It's on School. I'll put the link here and I'll also put it in the description of this video. So let's listen to this first lady here, because this is a frustrating topic for me to get into because it's just insane, you know?
Date men that let you be the princess and leave the princesses to go find their king. If he thinks he is the prize, you are not something that's going to be won. Your presence is not going to be something that's appreciated. You're not going to be treated like a valuable asset because you're disposable. He sees himself as the prize, as something that needs to be won over. So you're going to have to go above and beyond to make him feel that way. That's not a place you want to be. That's going to put you in a very regressive state. This is not even about masculine energy and feminine energy. I'm just talking about the nature of the relationship. There can't be two. So if you see a man that wants to be wined and dined, that wants to have things planned for him, now, I'm not saying that you can't reciprocate appreciation to your partner. That's not what I'm saying. But in the early stages, That's not your job.
Oh, wow. Okay. Princess treatment. Men wanting princess treatment? Listen, men don't want princess treatment. He just wants a woman who appreciated being treated like a princess. And that only comes in the beginning stages. And I was trying to explain this to my 15-year-old daughter today because I was showing her that this whole idea of the princess treatment is born out of romance novels. I said, what is the one thing that you never hear about in the romance novels? And she says, I don't know what you mean. I said, you never hear about what happens or what is it that is involved with they live happily ever after. What are the details of that? I said, every single romance novel finishes with, and they live happily ever after. Every single romance movie, rom-com, always ends up with them getting together in the end. After they go through all of this crap of fighting for each other and fighting their other spouses who also want them, they end the movie with both of them getting together. It never shows any of the realities of a real relationship. None. Tell me if I'm wrong. Name one movie where they fast forward 15, 20 years and they went through, both of them farting in bed, one taking care of the next when they're sick, both of them having to go out and work because, both of them are average people who are looking to make sure that they have a life together. One of them losing their job and the other one has to support them. Getting pregnant, stretch marks, somebody broke their leg, somebody broke their hip. Oh, somebody has cancer, somebody has having a hard time. Oh, one of the kids got hit by a car and one of them had an affair, slipped up. You don't see all of life's problems because it stops with they live happily ever after. The problem is that these women who want to be princesses, they make up the rest of the story in their head. And as far as they're concerned, it's all about trips. It's all about getting flowers every day. And it's all about spending money. And it's all about this stupid luxury life that they see on all of these freaking luxury shows. What do they call them? So Housewives of New York, Housewives of all of these other freaking cities around the world. And all of these are fantasies born out to ultra wealthy men who provide for these women. The top 1% of our society is displayed there. But the 99% where, most of the women have to go out and work on their own because that's what they work for, that's what they strive for. No one shows that part of it. Yeah, but a woman wants a man to take care of her. That's the problem.
Instead of saying, you owe me to treat me the same way I treated you, I could say, this is how I deserve to be treated. And if they choose to continue treating you in a way that you don't accept, you walk away instead of staying there begging them to treat you right or begging them to reciprocate to you what you have given them.
Women always assumes that they're giving more than the men are, right? That's what they always assume. And the reason for that is most men rarely complain about how bad they're being treated. But yet, every woman will get on TikTok and complain about how bad they're being treated because they're not getting 100% of their needs met. How can any man provide 100% of your needs? It's impossible. And of course, they have a higher degree of neuroticism than men do. What do I mean by that? Women respond to negative behavior much harder than men do. I guess the best example I can give you, if you shout at a woman, the same volume, the same amount of aggression, you shout at a woman, she will take that much harder than if it's the same shout that was done at the man, not going to bother him that much. She will be affected and scarred more than the man would. Get it? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So when they're talking about bad behavior, their idea of bad behavior is, I'm not getting everything I want. This is the problem that we're facing in today's society because feminism have told her she deserves everything.
I keep reciting to myself, I deserve it, I deserve it, I deserve it, I deserve it. And I think we owe it to ourselves. We have to give ourselves flowers before we expect anybody else to. And that's what I'm learning. It's hard, but I'm learning.
We have to give ourselves flowers before we expect anybody else to. Once again, we're back to that one simple point. Women expect men to just keep giving. That's it. We're workhorses. We're plow animals. And when we stop or when we can no longer do that, then they feel that they should move on. That's the world we're currently living in.
The kind of men that we should want to be with are the men who recognize our value from the beginning, not the people that you have to convince into seeing your value. And if someone recognizes your value from the very start, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you also want to be with someone who has like the emotional capacity to be intentional from the beginning, not someone you have to prompt and push to be intentional. If they see you, they like you, they want to talk to you, they're all in. Those are the men that you have happy relationships with more than any other type of man.
Yeah.
Let's translate that from womanese to common sense, gentlemen. The kind of man she wants is a man who will instantly jump on her and start giving her shit. Start pouring all of his resources into her instantly without getting to know her. That's what she means. Instantly recognize my worth. Instantly, the minute he meets me. Really? As if I'm meeting the real you and not the fake version of you? Are you out of your freaking mind? Men aren't stupid, lady. Men aren't stupid. No, instantly, you should be taking me to a fine restaurant because you should identify that I'm a fine lady. Bullshit. You're probably living on your last freaking dollar because you're so damn deep in debt because you're putting up this front that you're this high and mighty queen and I should be running to be your king. No, gentlemen, you do not do this. You immediately take a cautious approach. Cautious. That means you do not invest big time in her. You feel her out. You test her. And if she's incredibly materialistic, run. She says, oh, you shouldn't have to pull anything out from him. You shouldn't have to demand anything from him. Yeah, you shouldn't. You should be able to control your urges. Okay? Your demand should never be high. You should be looking and seeing what kind of qualities he has as a man, not someone who's willing to buy you. This is the problem with most modern women today, is that they're prostitutes. I hate to use that word, but I am available to the highest bidder. That is, in essence, a prostitute. Only the men that could pay the highest price for me, I'm making my body available to those men. Tell me I'm wrong. You might call it, oh, well, I'm being a good woman. No, come on. Ladies, we're not falling for that crap. Gentlemen, you just walk away from women who think like this, okay?
Woman needs a man and every man needs a woman. There's no thing that's only woman needs men. No. Men need also women to build a family. Why? Yeah. What is the reason of a man being a giver?
Of course, yeah.
I am a man living by myself. Where's life? Nothing, right? So we as men, we love to give. The more we give and our partner, our kids have, the more we are satisfied. This is our satisfaction. Like, for example, when I give my wife on her birthday a gift and I make her happy, for me this is happiness.
It's not that you take it.
I don't care what I don't care what she gives me. I don't need, for example, just an appreciation from her on my birthday, a message or a letter on a card saying thank you for everything. In what you are doing. We totally understand the struggle and we love you for who you are. For me, this is a gift that no one can give. This is the gift that a man wants. Appreciation.
Yes.
Okay.
The brother's right. It's said in a soppy way, but yeah, men want to give. Every man out there would love to give to his family. That's what we work for. What's the sense of working just to buy materialistic crap? We want to give. The problem is we give to an unappreciative woman. We give to selfish women. We give to women who do not appreciate us. Our only reward, that's it. All we want is what he says. Just appreciation. Just tell us, hey, we appreciate you. It's not that men don't want to give, man. Because what do we have to spend our money on besides fast cars, trips? We don't get that sort of enjoyment that women get from materialistic crap. Soon, gentlemen, you will learn, you young guys, that the clothes and the cars and the trips will always be fun if you are doing it only if you're traveling, not tourists. Because there's a difference between being a tourist and being a traveler. A traveler is one who goes and submerges himself into that culture of the country for 2-3 months. Get involved with the locals. Feel the country. A tourist is someone who goes and stays in a hotel, and all the packaged bullshit trips that the hotel have packaged and put a nice little bow on it and sterilized it for you. That's not really traveling. That's just somebody else's opinion on what they want you to see of the country. That's not traveling, my friend. I've done that so many times, and you know what? After a while, one city starts to look like another city. One balloon ride, one parasailing on a boat, one beach starts to blend in. Everything just starts to look like each other. But what gets you when you travel is the people, getting involved with the culture, enjoying the women of that culture, getting out, feeling the authentic music, and the small bars and the small nightclubs off the beaten track. You gotta have balls to do that, though. When you're black, you can do that shit, because most of these countries, they don't kidnap black people. Sorry, I had to put that in, but it's true. A lot of these places, they don't kidnap black people. They always think we're broke. Anyway, listen, overlook my humor. It's just a standing joke amongst us guys. But the point is that we want to give to our family. We know that we're planting trees. We know that once we have kids and we're contributing to the kids' happiness and the kids' development, then we know that we're going to pass on our DNA and our resources to good kids who deserve it and who's going to contribute something back to the world.
A woman should never ask a man to provide more than he can provide. Mm-hmm. That's wrong. A woman should always live within the man's means. And if the man has the means, great. If he doesn't, don't ask for it. Yeah. And if you want more, work together.
I've played this quote before, but she is so right. It's a powerful freaking quote. A woman should never push her man to the point where he's broken, where you're constantly asking him for more and more and more and more, and he did not put anything away for both of you. Because part of living is living within your means today, but if you're not putting something away for tomorrow, you're not living. You're literally dying. Because you're going to ultimately reach a point where you're just beating the same old car, your body, and you're not using the car to produce any value for tomorrow. And eventually, the old car is going to break down. And if you haven't put anything away from what that car has produced, then you're screwed when that car can no longer function to produce money for you. That's the best analogy I can come up with right now. But I hope you get my point. Is that you got to produce something for tomorrow as well as today. So you want to still be able to enjoy life enough today to make you feel that life is worth living, but also know that you have to put something away for tomorrow. And if you got a woman who's constantly sucking tomorrow's life from you, she's literally killing you, both of you. But she has the ability to jump ship when you're older and become a parasite on another man. While you, my friend, you got to try to start over, which is very difficult when you're in your later years. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
A good man is hard to find and harder to keep. And let me explain. A good man is loyal, respectful, a man of his word. And he will actually treat you like a queen to a point where you'll believe you're a queen. But if you're not a true queen, what happens is you think that you can abuse him. Use and abuse him and toss him. But you forget, just because he's a good man does not mean he's a dumb man. And what happens in this case scenario is you end up losing him. And you do have a lot of competition because there's not a lot of good men out there. And the minute he leaves, he won't only find someone better, he will actually be happier too. And you will be the only one that will regret it because you know how hard it is to find a good man. Don't ever underestimate a good person in general. Good people as much as they are good, as much as they could be bad. And when they turn bad, you will regret the day you met them. And no, they won't harm you or do anything bad to you. Them leaving you is the worst thing that could happen to you.
Yes, she said it perfectly. And ladies, that's what you all don't understand. Now, this also comes from a lot of times where men build their woman with them as they're going through life. That woman thinks now that she is a queen and she's powerful and she can do it without him. And she can upgrade and she could be the better and bigger queen. Greed. It's called greed. And she decides she's better off without him. She could do better. Grass is green on the other side. And guess what? She leaves. That man, he finds channels like these. There's a lot of us out there now just helping other men get ahead, encouraging other men to get back on their feet. And all of a sudden, she is worse off than he is. All right. Remember that, ladies. Find a good man, you stick with him. He builds you into a queen, you stay with your king and build a big kingdom and die in that big castle together. And then pass on the rest of the bounty that you both accumulate to your offspring. You die happy. Simple. Okay, my friends, listen, I hope you enjoyed this one session. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, book a session with me on askanolderman.com, and better yet, join our membership system over on School. I'll put the link here. So until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.